Hey, Mary, back with another video. I'm testing my phone today because I've been having some serious problems with it, and I think I need to go purchase another SD card or whatever. I know I just got this phone maybe a few months ago, or maybe the time is going by so fast that I actually had this phone longer than I thought. I don't keep track of it. I really don't. Only because I know I've kind of changed a lot of phones in the last 3 years, and maybe that's normal. I mean, you know, I know people constantly get new phones all the time. I'm the kind of person I'll use a phone till it just falls apart. And, you know, I'm not a phone person. I mean, I do use my phone, but it's like, you know, some people, they're always impressed with the next model, so they're constantly upgrading or whatever, and I'm just not one of those people. So I could have had this phone, I don't know, maybe 6 months I could have had it for. Who knows? But I don't think so, but whatever. I know I use my phone every day, and I rely on it to make videos. So anyway, yeah. So this week, I'm looking forward for this week to get over. Really haven't been doing much in the house, and I've just been thinking about making a couple of, I don't know, what do you call it? Some basic crafts, but I really don't have a whole lot of drive for a lot of anything, you know, so I have to take advantage of the moments where I am feeling okay, and, you know, it's been really hard for me. It has been, you know, and so I've just been kind of laying on the couch, which is so not right for me, because I'm always like, I like to be, you know, running around the house doing something and being in an upbeat mood, but I would say this has really put a damper on my spirit. It just really has, but anyway, I'm sure you all know that by now. So I'm just wondering, you know, what the heck these people are going to do, and do they finally get the message? What they could do with all that I could. I did watch a video from Rachel. She's been making some live videos, which I have to say, you know, I really enjoy all of them. One of them I didn't really get into because it didn't really relate to me specifically, but there was one that, you know, a bunch of them that I feel like I can totally relate to. She was kind of talking about, you know, DNA and what do you call it? Some people who have royal ancestry or whatever, or reincarnated or whatever. And, you know, I don't believe that I have royal ancestry. I doubt it, you know. But I do think that my targeting was a genetic issue, because only because I'm related to psychotic people, such as my family, who have been mobbing me out of jobs for God knows how long. But that has nothing really to do with my bloodlines, other than the fact that I'm related to these people. So I was kind of interested in finding out, which, you know, I'm not a person who follows the royal family. I'm not, okay? The only thing that intrigues me about them is their long history. I mean, that is kind of interesting to know that they have these customs that they adhere to for such a long time. You know, it's like, because most people have moved on from their traditions, which I admire people who have, you know, the same kind of traditions in their household or their lifestyle for long periods of time, if that's their choice, okay? And that fascinates me, you know, to know that these people have this long genealogy, this record where they could just kind of look back and they know exactly what their ancestor did in 1600s or whatever. That does fascinate me. That's interesting. But I'm not the kind of person who, you know, if I see them splash on the tabloids, I'm going to have to, you know, look in to see what they're doing, because I'm not that intrigued by everything that they do. Just certain things that I find fascinating. But I know that, you know, Harry just recently married Meghan Markle, you know, which I'm sure that news is kind of old by now. But, you know, and people were saying, oh, she's not royal ancestry. Well, you know, I know that the royal family is not going to marry somebody who doesn't have their ancestral blood. I know that, okay? So I didn't buy it when people were saying that, you know, they finally married somebody outside of the royal bloodline, because that doesn't happen. Okay, these people are they're somebody, okay? They have, you know, this interest in their I guess their genetic line or whatever, so they're going to stick with that, you know. And just because Meghan is a woman of color doesn't mean that she doesn't have that sort of bloodline. And there are certain people, you know, just regular people, like, you know, everyday people walking around who have that sort of ancestry. And even, you know, people of color could have that sort of ancestry. But you know, Rachel was saying, hey, go get your records and look into that, you know. I think it would be kind of good to do that, because, you know, I've often wondered, about certain things, like what part of Africa am I from, you know, which that's still hard to determine based on like DNA testing or whatever. That's still very hard. They might say, well, you're from the west part of Africa. That doesn't tell you anything, really. It doesn't, you know. But it does interest me, you know, when it relates to other people. I could, but I highly doubt it. You know, I think my targeting relates mostly to, you know, my, what do you call it? My targeting is based on domestic issues, and then of course, you know, some perpetrators, predatory stalkers, and then of course, you know, the stalking or the employment issues that I'm used to, which I think a lot of people are, and that's I think that's the main one, where families collide with a person's work environment, and then the next thing you know, this whole issue starts. I think that's more common than people who are being targeted for like their ancestry. You know, you talk about somebody being from the Romanov family, which, you know, I can't say I doubt that. You know, if this person's still walking around on Earth, you know, they probably do have people who are intrigued by them, especially, you know, people who may have been against people's bloodlines who may have been against the Romanov family. That's a possibility, you know, but still, I'm just somebody who's not really all that, not that special in the grand scheme of things, you know, but interesting stuff anyway. And I've always had an interest in, like, you know, the people who kind of control the world, and I know these people have a lot of pull and power and sway, so it's kind of interesting to know what they're up to, but not that deeply. Like, I could care less what, you know, Kate Middleton wears, you know, out in public or whatever. I will say that their hats are interesting. Their hats are very, very interesting, you know, but I'm not really that into the royal family still. But, you know, from that perspective, you know, people who do have royal ancestry, that is kind of an interesting topic. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I think my phone has been able to record at least 7 minutes of this video, so that might be a good sign. You know, I will have to save up some money, which is money is an issue right now, and it wouldn't be an issue had these people not been in my life. I would have been able to see how everything reminds you of the situation that these people have put you in. So it's very hard, you know, to forgive people who basically destroy your ability to take care of yourself. How could you say, oh, I forgive that? I can't forgive it. And I never will. So anyway, wrapping up this video, have a wonderful day. It's going to be 103 today, from what I understand. So it's a day for, you know, staying inside an air-conditioned house. If you have a swimming pool, good for you. I would stay very close to that swimming pool if I had one. And just kind of take in. It's not quite yet summer. Summer's not going to be officially here until, I believe, anywhere from the 20th to the 22nd. Not sure what day that it falls on this year, but it's not quite summer. But you can just imagine how hot this summer is going to be. So get ready for it. I know I am. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.